Imagine Formula One cars that look like the pinnacle of motorsport, but drive more like Formula 2, with battery games, boost timing, and chaotic overtakes in places you'd never expect. That's exactly the warning coming from Lando Norris, current world champion and one of Britain's biggest F1 stars, after his first real taste of the 2026 machinery. Today, we're breaking down what Lando actually said, why he thinks 2026 feels like F2, and how this new boost system could turn races into something very different from what we're used to. In a media session after running the 2026 spec car in Barcelona, Lando Norris didn't hide his doubts. He admitted he's not fully convinced by the new generation of Formula One cars, which combine a much more powerful hybrid system with active aerodynamics. And his most eye-catching line, "In some ways, it feels more like a Formula 2 car in the way you have to drive it." He added that he's still not sure whether he actually likes that or not. The key point for Lando isn't just raw speed, it's how different the driving style is going to be. According to him, the learning process in Barcelona has already shown that these cars demand a different approach behind the wheel. So what does he mean when he says it feels like F2? In Barcelona, Norris was running in mostly medium and high-speed corners, third and fourth gear, relatively wide and flowing. That's one thing, but he openly questioned what happens when Formula One heads to street circuits, bumpier tracks, and slower corners. Those are exactly the kind of places where F2-style traits, less grip, more movement, more compromise, tend to show up. What really pushes it towards that F2 feeling, though, is the way drivers will have to manage their energy and boost throughout a lap and throughout a race. This isn't just about drive as fast as you can, avoid dirty air, and manage the tires anymore. It's about battery levels, energy deployment, and picking your moments. From 2026, the engine package changes dramatically. Roughly half of the power will come from the electric side of the hybrid system, and that immediately makes battery management absolutely crucial. Drivers will have access to a stronger boost mode, controlling how much power they get from both the internal combustion engine and the electric motor in key moments. Lando believes this is going to transform how overtakes work. He expects to see more passes with a big speed difference, but that means the driver who completes the move will then have to defend hard, often with less energy left to play with. In his own words, that's going to create more chaos, and as he put it, great for you guys, referring to fans and media. He thinks races overall will be more chaotic simply because so much depends on when and where drivers choose to use boost. Norris even gave a concrete example from Barcelona. He mentioned the section between Turn 5 and Turn 7, normally not a prime overtaking zone, just a short, gentle run. With 2026-style boost, if you deploy your extra power at the exit of Turn 5, you can gain enough of a speed advantage to attack into Turn 7, a move you almost never see today. The catch? Once you've burned that energy, you're limited all the way down to Turn 10. In other words, you can surprise someone with a move in an unusual place, but you then become vulnerable later in the lap. That trade-off, attack now, pay for it later, is exactly what can create unpredictable, messy, and sometimes chaotic racing. Norris also highlighted how this will completely change race preparation. In the current era, race strategy is mostly about pace, tire management, and timing your pit stops, plus dealing with dirty air. With the 2026 rules, drivers and teams will have to juggle several new layers: when to use maximum boost, how much battery to save, where the car is strongest on the lap, and how to position yourself to attack or defend over multiple corners. Lando explained that if you run out of battery, you now lose a lot more time, especially on the straights. That means planning overtakes is no longer simply get close, open DRS, and send it. It becomes a kind of energy chess game, lap after lap. He expects drivers will need to be far more alert to different situations unfolding around them, and that small mistakes in energy management could cost massively. There is a positive. Lando admits the new cars feel powerful. With the current deployment limits, drivers stop releasing extra power halfway down the straight. But if those limits didn't exist and the car could use full potential, he believes they could reach something like 380 kilometers per hour, maybe even more. So, in terms of sheer capability, these machines are no joke. But power isn't his issue. The real question for Lando is, does this style of driving and this reliance on battery and boost make Formula One better to race, or does it turn it into something that just feels like F2, with chaotic, energy-driven battles instead of pure, flowing racing? Right now, he's clearly not fully convinced. For British fans, and especially for those following Lando Norris closely, this matters for a few reasons. We're talking about the reigning world champion, not a midfield driver complaining for the sake of it. He's already had proper running with the new package, so these comments come from direct experience, not guesswork. His warning suggests 2026 could bring more overtakes and drama, but not necessarily for the right reasons. If you enjoy strategic racing and clever energy management, you might love it. If you prefer more natural, rhythm-based racing with less artificial chaos, you might find parts of 2026 a bit frustrating. Either way, when someone at Lando's level says it feels like F2 and you'll see more chaos, it's a sign that Formula One in 2026 may look familiar, but it definitely won't race the same. So, what do you make of Lando's warning? Is more chaos and F2-style driving exactly what Formula One needs, or is this a red flag for the future of the sport? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoy serious, no-nonsense analysis from a British point of view, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. There's a lot more to unpack about 2026, and we'll be here every step of the way.